The following is a presentation of the World Baseball Classic.
Shohei Ohtani, 1 of 1.
¡Siéntate! Lo retrata sin sonrisa.
God! George has arrived. Good night now. Santa Maria. High and deep and gone.
World Baseball Classic. You get it all.
We're nearing the end of the road in Tokyo, Japan. It's the penultimate day in Pool C at the World Baseball Classic. Australia and Korea, 2 of 3 teams vying for one spot. There is one spot remaining in the quarterfinals. Samurai Japan, 3-0, has already clinched the top seed in Pool C. Who will be joining them on a flight? Well, a different flight, but heading to the same location, Miami, Florida, in the knockout round of the 2026 WBC. Hello, everybody. Once again, alongside Jose Mota, I am Steven Nelson, wherever you may be and however you may be watching. You got some math to potentially do tonight, Jose, because it's simple for the Aussies. Australia win, and you're in. Korea, Chinese Taipei, they still have a chance.
Listen, Nelly, former players don't like to think about math, just about the bat, the baseball, and the glove. So here's what happened. I've talked to pretty much a few players today, and they're like, you know what? Games like today is not about thinking about the math or the numbers. We know one thing now that we've seen each other a lot and seen the opponent a lot, at least scouting-wise. It's a lot easier to play games like this than early in the tournament.
For Australia, the reason why they're sort of in the driver's seat heading into this game is because they have kind of taken care of business and not really left it to the math. You know, winning their first 2 games, especially that opener against Chinese Taipei, strong pitching, execution, and some timely power.
Energy, power, execution. 3 lefties set the tone for them on the mound first time up. But the power and the ERA, even though last night's ballgame was so tough with 12 walks, they still have some timely issues in terms of defense. They've been able to keep the ERA collectively at 1.73, and they have thrown strikes in execution at the right time. But this ball right here stole it all.
And they have shown that Aussie fighting spirit. Losing to the #1 team in the world, Japan, on the road in Tokyo by just 1 single run. If they beat Korea, they will clinch a berth for the quarterfinals for the 2nd time in WBC history in the 2nd consecutive tournament. Meanwhile, Team Korea has missed the opportunity to go to the next round in 3 straight tournaments. They have to win a certain way today to wash away that disappointment.
Certain way means get back to slugging, get back to the right matchups at home plate, and also get back to the guys that have the power arms, but they got to throw out strikes. So let's go to last night. I mean, a devastating. But guess what? They know that they can beat somebody, and they know that the captain and this small ball got him back into the act. That's how they know and understand that to the fan, to go out there and execute properly, you have to really start with the little things. So is he in contact or not? Here's a play that really changed everything. That ground ball, infield in, and boy, the heartbreak was huge. But nonetheless, they were telling me today with all this happening in the last out, this game made them a little bit better because now they understand they can win the easier game, the closest game, because it became a 1-1 play.
It was an extra inning thriller and a Pool C classic between Korea and Chinese Taipei. So when I say Korea has to win a certain way, that's because run quotient enters the equation when it comes to WBC tiebreakers. We will explain this as the game goes along, or you can just find this particular fan in the Tokyo Dome bleachers who has made it pretty simple. Depending on who scores how many runs, that'll determine who goes on to Miami. Australia, Korea, or Chinese Taipei. You got all that? No, we know you don't. We hardly do too. That's why we're just going to watch some baseball and see how it all unfolds here at the WBC. In the right field for a base hit, and Darryl George showing Australia across the chest. Oh, what a catch and left by Santos. Bear ground ball right side and through. He extends Cuba's lead, and it's 4-1. That ball 6. Cuba's headed to the semifinals of the World Baseball Classic. In 2023, Australia was that close to moving on in the World Baseball Classic, falling 1 run short against Cuba. Last night, they fell 1 run short of one of the greatest upsets in tournament history. Tonight, it's simple for them. Win against Korea, and you're on to the quarterfinals. They are turning to a left-hander in Lachlan Wells. In his second World Baseball Classic, he takes the ball with a chance to pitch Aussie to Miami. His first WBC, Jose, was in 2017 when he was 19 years old, pitching in a game with a chance to push Australia through against Cuba. And that night went awry for him. He is facing this starting lineup for Team Korea.
He's got his hands full. Korea against lefties could be a plus and an asset for them. As I mentioned during the Open, they're looking forward to this matchup for the reason that they know that not winning a close game yesterday is devastating, but at the same time, they know it's not just about the power, but more the execution and the balance they have in that lineup. Somebody big is missing there, though, with a big power.
A couple of big changes for Team Korea. Ha-Seong Kim of the Dodgers is not starting. He jammed his finger stealing a base in the close loss to Chinese Taipei. And Shea Whitcomb, powerful right-handed bat who had a multi-home run game earlier in this tournament, is not starting either. Lining up behind Lachlan Wells, who's trying to follow suit of his twin brother Alex, who kicked off this tournament with 3 shutout innings against Chinese Taipei.
7 minutes apart.
He faces Do-Hyung Kim to start, and his first pitch is a strike atop the zone to have us playing ball on the penultimate day in Pool C. The 0-1 from Wells, fouled straight back. Do-Hyung Kim, 22-year-old superstar in the KBO for the Kia Tigers. Won the MVP award in 2024 when he was just 20. Behind 0-2. Wells deals, and Kim pops it straight up to the right side of the infield. Travis Bazzana, the #1 overall pick, makes the couch for the first out.
Let's take a look at the twin brother, Lachlan, trying to follow up on his big brother's footstep. Direct path to home plate. He seemed to get a little more ramped on games like today. Spin it early in the game because he needs to find a way to bury the breaking ball and let Robbie do his work behind the plate. And the walk from last night, that is in the past.
Ball 1 up and away to Jahmai Jones of the Detroit Tigers.
Everything Australia talked to me about today was, can you imagine how close we came, even though we issued 12 walks? Keep it in the past.
Jones 3 for 13 in his first WBC. The latest foreign-born player to represent the Korean national team. Tommy Edman was the first in 2023. Paved the way for Jahmai Jones, Shea Whitcomb, and Dane Dunning on this year's club. 2-0. Catch at the very top of the zone. Strike 1. Ball 3 for Korea. During batting practice, they had a good look about him, good energy. And I imagine these splits will help that cause even more. Hitting .261 against left-handed pitching entering today. Just .193 against righties. Jones hits it high in the air toward the roof of the Tokyo Dome. Foul ground at third. Curtis Mead, the Chicago White Sox, has the second out.
In a game like this one, you try to find any edge. Those numbers that you provided, they have it. They know also what led to that. In the majority of the time when you see the long ball against lefties, they got themselves in good counts, but also they were not afraid to go deep once they figure a pattern from the guy in the mound.
And for Australia, left-handed pitching has been what it has leaned on. 16 in a third, now 17 full innings out of 26 and 2/3 have been thrown by southpaws. Strike 1 to Jung-Hoo Lee, the team captain from the San Francisco Giants. Lee rolls it to Bazzana. Lachlan Wells sends Korea down in order to start the game. 27-year-old left-hander Ju Young Sun starting the game for Team Korea. Has to win and has to have the calculators go their way to advance. First pitch to Travis Bazana, fouled away for a strike. The Cleveland Guardians selected Bazana #1 overall in 2024. He's the first Aussie to go in the first round of the draft, period, and he went 1-1. The 0-1. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Bazana had a loud start to this tournament. In his WBC debut, he hit a home run. But now 3 games in, he's 2 for 12, batting .167. Ball 1 up and in.
Right before the pitch in center field, we saw a big shift going the other way there by Young-Hoo Lee. Did not want to tip it too soon.
On a 1-2. Sun doesn't get Bazana to chase, and now the count levels out.
As we talk center field, Bazana told me before the game, my focus will be center field. He missed a couple of balls yesterday in on him and got under them, hitting the ball to left field.
Tip in and out of the glove of the catcher, Park, and so that gives Bazana an extra life.
Yeah, you know, one thing's been noticeable with him since that game 1 you're talking about is his feet are not as set as they were back then. And that's causing trouble, he was telling me, in seeing the baseball, Nelly. So the ball's moving when it shouldn't be, meaning fastballs. He's not able to track.
Can Bazana take advantage of the extra life? Another 2-2. Fouled away. It is interesting looking at Bazana's hitter profile. He's a left-handed hitter, throws righty, but as a batter, he has a better OPS against left-handed pitchers than righties. Those numbers from last year: .892 against southpaws, .193 against right-handers.
They force him to stay inside.
2-2 lifted in the air to center field. Bazana frustrated. He didn't do more with that pitch. One gone. If Australia is going to advance to the quarterfinals for a second straight WBC, it's going to take all of Australia. What do you mean by that? Well, the first 5 players in the lineup are from 5 different states. In Australia, 7 teams compete at national championships: South Australia, Queensland, Victoria, Western Australia, Australia Capital Territory, New South Wales, and New South Wales Country. If you look at the lineup, the first 5 added Rickson Wingrove in the 7th spot and Lachlan Wells. A lineup of 9 players. All 7 baseball associations are represented in Australia.
They have shown the power to the lineup. Also very encouraged, Nelly, about the finish against Japan. A couple of home runs against a top pitcher. And they were loud.
Ball and a strike to Curtis Mead. A White Sox with a ground ball base hit into center field. First hit of the game for either side, coming here with 1 out in the home half of the first inning.
He came into the game hitting .245 as a ball club. Stays right at that breaker ball. That's a little anticipation I was talking about. Even though you haven't seen the opponent, now you have a better idea what their left-hander pitchers like to do with a breaker ball in the outer half.
Now the speedy center fielder Aaron Whitefield, 1 on, 1 out. Started the tournament 0 for 8 at the plate in the first 2 games, but then broke out against Japan with 3 hits.
He was such a catalyst in every single aspect. Putting the ball in play, running, being distracted with the leads.
Strike on the outside corner. Whitefield with some MLB experience, a dozen games and 4 minor league seasons with at least 30 stolen bases, and in 1 more where he had 29. 1 on, 1 out, the 1-1 pitch. Just misses the edge outside.
They like the back door. Those breaking balls. You see the way he even took that. Again, like Mead ahead of him, anticipating breaking balls early in counts will be outside.
Suns 2-1. Outside again. He's not missing by much.
And at some point, if he misses just enough, maybe in a crucial situation, he'll get the call. Seems to be backing up sometimes with the breaking ball. Just a little tighter finish.
3-1 coming after a throw over to first base. First disengagement to keep Mead close to the bag. Same pitch clock rules as MLB, same disengagement rules as MLB, but no ABS in the World Baseball Classic. Now the 3-1. There's his strike. Another edgy pitch, and this time he got the call.
Keep going out there, and you will get the call. That was right on the edge.
If you're Whitefield, are you thinking he's staying outside again?
Stay with it. Just reading the way he took the pitch, I would.
The payoff. Outside, ball 4. Team Korea defense switched up because the lineup is different. No Ha-Seong Kim. He had started at second base all 3 games to start the tournament. No Shea Whitcomb. He had been at the corners for the first 3 games. Instead, Siwon Roh at first base. And Min Jae-shin at second. Ball 1 to a powerful switch hitter in Alex Hall.
This is exactly the way you anticipated starting this game in a perfect scenario. Multiple runners on board, left-hander on the mound, and a big bopper coming up here as your cleanup hitter in Alex Hall. He was loud from the other side of the plate against very good pitching. Check this out. The explosion through the zone, hips, pop.
That was a sweet sound, no doubter. That made it 4-2 against Japan in the 9th. Rickson Wingrove then hit one the opposite field off Taisei. That made it 4-3. That's as close as they got. Nearly joined the Netherlands against the Dominican Republic all those years ago in terms of the greatest upset we have seen in this tournament. Good cut on the 1-1. Sun challenged Hall there.
Like that, and I like Hall being aggressive. Pitching coach visit. Most times anticipated fastball, most times anticipate a strike.
First and second, 1 out in the first, no score. Ball 2 outside. You mentioned Australia's got a bopper up there. They've been bopping throughout this WBC. 11 runs scored, 9 of them via 6 home runs. Suns 2-1. And Alex Hall lifts a high fly ball. Parachute on it, apparently. Drops into the glove of Jahmai Jones. That is out number 2.
There's Jahmai Jones saying, get down here, please. For Sun. Keep it in the ballpark. We know the power they have and possess. Inner lane presence. So far, we've seen the outer lane presence against the righties, and you have to mix your times to home plate because accordingly, they will run and pick their spots and try to steal a base.
The shortstop, Jared Dale, with 2 on and 2 out now. And the Aussies, to start this game offensively, Jose, they don't have any signs that they are letting last night's disappointment linger. Had some good cuts, loud contact. They just missed a couple pitches for those 2 outs.
There's a time in which you look at your loss, and it was devastating. You hung with Japan for so long. Something to build off of. Don't just take the loss. How did you lose, and how close were you to winning that ball game? That builds you up.
Jared Dale takes strike 1. And Dale, for him personally and individually, he's not just trying to help his country in the WBC, he's doing some personal studying for the KBO. Expected to be the Kia Tigers shortstop for the upcoming season. 3-1 now.
They have shown tremendous discipline. 24 pitches. A lot of them. If you were anxious, you talk about a loose group, you would have been wailing at it just because you were anxious.
What does Sun give him on this 3-1? He gives him strike 2. That's what? Full count. Yoo Young-sun, 7 KBO seasons, all with the LG Twins, coming off his best season in the KBO.
Got to go soft here.
Needs one more strike. Runners go. Foul back. We'll see at least one more.
Plenty of sliders and a couple of mixed in fastballs at 93.
Mead on second, Whitefield on first. Another payoff from Sun. Grounded to the left side. Handled at third by Kim. And that ends the inning. 2 stranded, still scoreless. No score. Back for the second inning in Tokyo. 4, 5, and 6 for Team Korea against Lachlan Wells. Hyun-Min An swings to the first pitch and fouls it away. 22-year-old An of the KT Wiz. 2 for 9 in his first ever WBC. He's walked a couple of times. Has punched out 5 times. On a laser to left field. It is off the base of the wall. It's a long single for An.
Some good defense in left field. Robbie Glendening this time in left field, making a first start here in the tournament. Balls a laser, as he mentioned, off the end of the bat, but nice carry on that swing. On the carom, look at the body position, look at the shoulder square up. Yeah, it's like a shortstop pretty much in athletic. Nice play by Robbie in left.
First extra base hit of the tournament for An.
It's a good thing to be kept at first base, keep that double play alive.
Now Bo Kyung Moon, who's 4 for 8 in the WBC. Drives one, crushed to deep right field, and Moon has left the building again. Exactly the start that Korea was looking for. A 2-run blast in the second.
Right man, right situation early in the game, and a trend that really has been a plus for them is scoring early with a big long ball.
That's his 9th RBI. 8th and 9th on one swing. His second home run, hit a grand slam in the tournament opener.
It seems like a very smooth, almost effortless swing, but look what he generates. Staying right in with that breaking ball.
Now Shi-Won Ro. Now the extra layer to that home run. Bo Kyung Moon plays for the LG Twins in the KBO. Lachlan Wells just signed with the LG Twins for this upcoming season, so they're about to be teammates.
Well, if he tipped it, you wait until the tournament's over and say, hey, there's something I saw when you threw that breaking ball. I knew it for this reason. Not today.
It's an unpleasant welcome to a new teammate, but
yes,
given the setting and the environment, you can't get mad at it. 3-1. Strike 2.
The Wells brothers have thrown 4 scoreless innings coming into this one. 2 balls hit very hard here this inning.
Wells went away from the heater, and Moon was ready for it. Full count for Rowe. Wells payoff. This is in. The first 3 have reached for Korea in the second.
You think about fastballs numbers you were talking about. In the first inning, they went 0 for 3 against fastballs. And overall, against Australia's fastballs. We're not talking about velocity, but great location and movement. 109 average against the fastball. Why get away from it here this inning?
Ju-Won Kim, shortstop and the number 7 hitter. Still no outs in the second. Just missed the inside corner.
A little short arming here now by Lachlan Wells. Extension with a two-seamer, especially get that ground ball.
It's the first game in Pool C that Australia has not scored first in. Two-0 Korea on a 1-2. Wells buries a ball in the dirt.
He has pitching games like this one of this importance, and it seems like his demeanor changes. He needs to stay calm. As I mentioned, draw that line straight towards home plate, follow Robbie Perkins.
Throws over before the 2-2.
And for a guy that decided at one point to leave the game for 3 years, out of baseball. Back in a big spot for his country.
Up and away, ball 3. Full count. Mentioned Wells' experience in the 2017 Classic. 19 years old then, 29 now. So he's had more appreciation for the game now than he did then. Tonight, trying not only to pitch Australia past the first round, but pitch himself past the disappointment of 2017. The payoff to Kim with the runner going. Hit in the air to right field. Kennelly coming in. The catch is made. That's the first out. Rowe back to first base. Facing Cuba in 2017, Lachlan Wells and the Aussies led 1-0 in the 5th. Wells came out of the bullpen in relief of Warwick Soppold, who's on this WBC team, one of the captains. Wells struck out the first 2 batters he faced, then gave up 2 singles and a walk, and then Alfredo Despaigne hit a grand slam. Despaigne, the all-time leader in WBC home runs. Australia would lose that game 4-3. Runner going. The throw from Perkins is late. Stolen base for Rowe.
He's coming to the game a couple of times as a pinch runner, and there he is. Watch the jump. Not the best of jumps, but he was able to time him perfectly just as he lifted the leg. In other words, not the best jump, but the long leg kick helped him out.
The 1-0 to Dongwon Park. Up and away. Like Moon earlier, Park, a member of the reigning KBO champion LG Twins. Another future teammate of Lachlan Wells. 3-0.
Something has happened mechanically with him. 10 pitches, 7 strikes first inning. Not near what we saw in efficiency.
Double barrel action in the Australian bullpen. 3-0. A 4-pitch walk. Now, the silver lining, your Wells, Perkins, and the Aussies, as we're going to get a mound visit, is that now you have the double play in order, and you're going to face a left-handed hitter in Min Jae Shin.
You're talking about Bozan on the lefties, and sometimes how he can help you out. For a pitcher, and I learned this from Clayton Kershaw, a lefty can get you back because now you're picking one spot on the fastball, which is in to get him off the slider outside. So you're not thinking about all this other things, repertoire in your staff, and you simplify it. But he needs to be, at this point, more aggressive with a fastball. Trust at both sides of the plate because he is short-arming a lot of pitches so far this inning.
keeping an eye on the tiebreaker. It's not just Australia and Korea vying for the final spot in Pool C. Chinese Taipei still has a chance. Run quotient. That's fewest runs allowed divided by the number of defensive outs. So if Australia doesn't win, and we go to the calculators and try and do the math, then Korea has to win a certain way. To score a certain number of runs and can only allow a certain number of runs. Shin slashes it to left field, but Glendinning is there, and that'll be out number 2.
Gets a confidence against the lefty, gets him out. Much better than just the termination and finishing off that pitch. I would actually like to see him do one thing, Nelly. Speed up the pace. Speed up the pace.
He won't get the chance. 2 on, 2 out. Do Young Kim coming to the plate, but a pitching change for the Aussies. Japan already going to Miami to defend its WBC title. Will Australia, Korea, or Chinese Taipei join them? Oh, this fan in the Tokyo Dome made this chart, and you can kind of follow along here. So the blue, Australia in the driver's seat, so more opportunities to punch that ticket.
Correct.
Korea in red. See if you
the green is the deceiving part. You think green Australia.
That is not 100% confirmed, but you kind of get an idea. Cohen Wynn comes out of the Aussie pen and just misses with ball 1. Lachlan Wells can only watch on the hook for the 2 on base with 2 outs. Check swing, tapper to the right side. Wingrove will take it himself and end the inning. But Moon with his second home run makes it 2-0. Getting ready for the bottom of the second inning, Team Korea has taken the first lead against Australia in a must-win game for the Koreans. But Ju Young Sun, left-handed starter, got a visit before the inning started, and it appears that his evening is done. Now, 2 relievers in the bullpen just got up and throwing.
So injury situation, he'll have more time to warm up here.
Because of an injury situation.
On the main diamond, yeah. Not what you want to see right from the beginning is they have some guys that are limited in terms of availability.
Well, you hope everything's okay with Ju Young Sun. It is a lefty who's got an injury history. Pitching change. We'll be back in a moment. The spry 41-year-old Kyung-eun No replacing the injured Sun and facing Robbie Glendinning to start the inning. It's a wave and a miss, strike 1.
We've seen it a couple of times, and what he does, he's coming, throws strikes, he fills his own.
This is his 3rd appearance of this tournament. An inning and a third combined so far, 19 pitches total the first 4 days. Ball and a strike to Glendinning, who was a massive part and a key starter in 2023. This is his first start of the 2026 tournament. He's 0 for 2 off the bench. He has struck out in both plate appearances.
And not that it mattered, but already a very nice play in left field. On what looked like a sure double, cut down to a single. But the Big Moon went, well, Big Moon with a home run after that.
2-2. Flash it back to 2023 when Glendinning tied the Aussie lead in home runs. Had one of the biggest swings of the tournament. A 3-run home run in the 7th inning of the very first game against Korea. That gave the Aussies a 5-4 lead. They would hold on to win 8-7. And Glendinning gets right back to it against the Koreans. His first hit in 2026 leads off the second.
So good to see that going up the middle. Talk to Robbie about this. home run, the memories of that home run. He goes, well, when I'm not playing every day, I have to keep it simple as possible. Look for the singles and let the good contact take care of business in terms of driving the baseball. That was a good start for him.
Now we'll see if Rickson Wingrove can take his 9th inning home run from last night against Japan.
Boy, that was loud.
Into the 2nd inning against Korea. Tying run at the plate in the early part of this massive Pool C game. The 9th out of 10 in this pool. And after tonight, we will know who is joining Samurai Japan on a plane from Tokyo to Miami. Rolled foul first, 2 strikes on Wingrove.
Certainly not the velocity he saw last night in that 9th inning against Japan, but those couple of swings tell you, well studied. Stay away from the top of the zone.
The 2 strikes, no to Wingrove. Ball 1. Wingrove with plenty of pro experience stateside, 6 minor league seasons. 7 home runs in the ABL this past season. Tied for the 3rd most. Robbie Perkins, backstop, who's on deck, led the way with 10. Broken bat, roller to second. The tag, the throw, the stretch, a double play. 4-3 twin killing induced by No. And now nobody on base.
Shin was thinking at the end of the inning. Pitcher goes, wait, that's only 2. Nonetheless, a very good play. Cut the distance, find out where the runner is, but the velocity and the speed of the ball is going to dictate. Start with that baseball, secure it, and make your play. But head back to second base, not the dugout.
Well, Francisco Lindor of the Mets would be proud of Robbie Perkins' walk-up song. Temptations introduce the Australian backstop to the plate with 2 outs and nobody on in the 2nd. 2-0 Korea.
And being missed by Team Puerto Rico.
Broken bat, line drive right back to No. A fist pump to keep Korea ahead. Korea 2, the Aussies nothing. Jahmai Jones jumps on the first pitch of the 3rd inning and puts it into the left center field gap. He's hustling for 2. The throw in, not in time. A leadoff double. Another extra base hit for Korea, and you saw Jones bust out the airplane wings, the team celebration. Why? Because they want to get on a plane to Miami.
Well, things like this need to continue to happen throughout the ballgame. Number 1 is the game planning has been exceptional. Since the 1st inning, you see the passes, the baseball pitch selection, but mainly just being aggressive early in counts. That'll take you there.
On in front of Jung-Hoo Lee. Ball 1 outside from Cohen Wynn. Lee 0 for 1. He grounded out to second to end the 1st inning. Wynn looks at Jones, comes home to Lee, and misses again. The grandson of the Wynn, Jung-Hoo Lee, son of KBO legend, and the son of the Wynn, Jung Bum Lee. 2-1. We have the Tatises, junior and senior. The Quantrells, Paul and Cal. Andrew and Drew Jones. Pudge and Derek Rodriguez. And the Lees. Father-son duos that play in the WBC. And Jung-Hoo sends one all the way to the wall. It'll bring Jones home. An RBI double. Back-to-back doubles in the 3rd. 3-0 Korea.
Jung-Hoo gets into the act. After rolling over, first at bat, he does what he does best. That shin to the shoulder. Look at this. keeps it as close as possible, thinking gap to gap. And the timing is just perfect. Extra bases galore for Korea so far.
Here comes Dave Nilsson, just 7 pitches thrown by Cohen Wynn. But Dingo doesn't want to let this one get away anymore. 3-0. We'll be right back. There is a scenario after tonight where 3 teams could be tied in Pool C. Tiebreakers in that scenario go down to run quotient. Lowest quotient of fewest earned runs allowed divided by the number of defensive outs. If still tied, and you go to the next layer. Australia doesn't want to let it get to that point. Just win and get in. Mitch Noonborn, after back-to-back doubles to start the third, takes over on the mound, facing Korea and the cleanup hitter Hyunmin An. First strike from Noonborn. Second World Baseball Classic for the righty. The first for the right-handed hitter in the box, on. On a 2-1. Noonborn shows the rest of the arsenal. He has strike 2.
Trust that movement. It's better in terms of the finish to allow the ball to run naturally. Got to start living below the belt. Too many pitches up around the belt since the second inning.
Out of the stretch, the 2-2 gets a wave and a miss. Strike 3 and out number 1.
And that's what happens. You talk about changing eye levels, but just change the path of the baseball. Different look, expansion, and live downstairs. This time below the knees.
Jung-Hoo Lee still on second, now 1 out, 3-0 Korea. 2 of those 3 runs deposited by this man, Bo Young-moon.
He can fool you with that smooth swing, but it is explosive at the point of contact.
Currently leads the tournament, the entire WBC in ribbies with 9.
How about this look? The exit velo second inning, 108.7, 430 feet. Hello, Shohei.
1 on, 1 out, the 1-1 pitch. Hits to right center field again. On the run, Whitefield. He's not going to get there. Hops off the warning track, off the wall. Jung-Hoo Lee rounds third and comes home without a play. It's the 3rd double of the inning for Korea and their 4th run.
There's a big load they want to get off those shoulders, and so far the big shoulders of this man Moon have done the job for them. Middle of the order has been extremely hot and efficient. That's another RBI. That's 3 for him, and waking up at the right time.
RBI number 10 for Bo Young-moon.
We saw from the first swing he took here in the tournament.
Now Si-Won Roh. 0-2 in a hurry for Noonborn.
There's now 4 extra base hits thanks to Robbie Glendening in left field. It's not 5.
The 0-2 coming way outside. Well snared by Perkins. Hold Moon on second base. Swing and a miss, strike 3, 2 gone.
Right in the batters, both same results. Pretty much a very similar swing.
Another stroll to the mound for Dave Nilsson. Saw Noonborn's reaction to that. Just 12 pitches. Alex Wells has warmed twice tonight, and it appears he's coming into the game. 4-0 Korea. We'll be right back. For a second time in this WBC, we see the left-hander Alex Wells on the mound for the Aussies. He started the tournament opener against Chinese Taipei, and he was brilliant in 3 shutout innings.
Outstanding. A couple of strikeouts to a Fairchild with Fisher, 46 pitches, 28 strikes, and he threw strikes.
This game was started by his twin brother Lachlan. Alex is 7 minutes older. Right now the task is keep Korea's lead at 4.
That's why he is in right now, is stop the bleeding and start now with your best arms.
Strike 2 on Ju-Won Kim from the former Oriole great Alex Wells. He was the 2017 Jim Palmer Orioles minor league pitcher of the year. A couple seasons with the big club in 21 and 22. The 0-2 on the ground to short. Scooped up by Dale, and that ends the inning. A runner stranded, but 2 more across. 4-0 Korea. Keep going back to this chart. A fan did the run quotient math, or attempted to. We haven't confirmed every bit of that math, but you can kind of get the drift. And you see Korea's the red panels. The other fan is sort of blocking it, but if they weren't, you'd see if it was 5-0 Korea, that would mean the Koreans go to the quarterfinals.
That's where that square is. That's where it lands.
Now, the disclaimer in that is that the game would have to end in 9 innings. Obviously, a scenario where it's a 5-0 game and extras, a 5-spot in extra innings, it could happen, unlikely to, but because of the run quotient, number of outs recorded, if there's an extra inning, more outs, that changes the math. 0-2 on Tim Kennelly. Fouls went away, leading off the bottom of the 3rd in what could be his final professional baseball game ever.
He told me today, hope it's not. I want to head to Miami. Got the entire family here. But just in case. What a nice career. What a great representative he has been. Now with quotient. It's happened before. So there's a history here. As it is a great history and a great career of the firefighter / model.
That is true. That is very true. Regarded as the GOAT, the greatest of all time in the modern ABL, Tim Kennelly, 39 years old, facing Kyung-Un No, who's 41.
How many times have they seen each other in international competition, right?
It's not just let the kids play, let the old guys do it too. No thought he had strike 3, but it stayed high.
It was upstairs. Don't do that. David Rackley knows very well.
Two coming in the dirt, and now we're full. Rackley has balls and strikes. The crew chief Todd Titchener at first. Edwin Luisa at second.
Netherlands.
Edward Pinal at third.
Dominicano.
Full count. Let's pay it off. Kennelly cues it to the right side, rolling slowly to Shin, but he gets it away in time to get the first out of the 3rd.
Sitting that curveball again. Look what happened. All experience got right into that kitchen. For a guy that really has a very short swing, a short path to the baseball, and also uses a 33.5, does Kennelly.
How much longer until we see Travis Bazzana in the major leagues? Number 20 prospect in all of Major League Baseball, according to MLB Pipeline.
Hitting coach Chris Adamson was telling me earlier, he goes, he's been chasing me around since I was 25. He was 5 years old. That's how familiar these guys have been. It says always the same pesky, inquisitive, energetic kid since he was 4 or 5 years old.
The 2-0 from No. Upstairs, ball 3.
After Bazana's first at bat when he flat out center field, really did not score the ball, but you can see him gesturing as he rounded first base after the out, gesturing top hand emphasis.
In the driver's seat, the 3-0. And he takes a fastball, splitting the plate at the knees. Strike 1.
What does our top hand do when you fly out to center field and you adjust it? Well, that fly ball could become a line drive over the center field's head.
It's a healthy cut. It swings over the top of strike 2. Go from 3-0 to full. The Aussies trail 4-0 in the bottom of the 3rd. If the game ended right now, which obviously it does not, Australia would still be into the quarterfinals via the run quotient tiebreaker. Unofficially. Strike 3. How about that from No?
The 3-1 hack. There's absolutely no way he's seen anything but that. Run it back beautifully. Took something off.
Curtis Mead trying to continue the inning. Ball 1 low and away.
No has done what Australia has not been able to do in terms of spotting the baseball in good spots.
Mead singled his first time up, so he's 1 for 1 and 5 for 13 in this WBC. Grounds 1 to short. Scooped up by Kim. A 1-2-3 third for No. Still 4-0 Korea. Eight, 9, and 1 coming up for Korea, trying to extend its lead in the top of the 4th, leading Australia 4-0. Korea has to win and win a certain way. Certain number of runs scored, certain number of runs allowed. Have a chance at advancing to the quarterfinals for the first time since 2009.
As we say that, remember the records. Australia's 2-1, Korea's 1-2.
And Chinese Taipei having a watch party somewhere.
I believe they are in the ballpark, most of them.
Three and 1 to Dongwon Park, who walked his first time up. Three, 2. That walk, I should say, for Park was against Lachlan Wells, the twin brother of the current lefty out there for the Aussies, Alex Wells. The 3-2, strike 3.
Oh, yes. It's got to get back to pitching. And this is what they need to get away from. Heart of the plate. It should be hit hard. It was hit hard. Heart of the plate. Elevation. Height. It should be hit hard. Same thing here. So close to the eyes. In favorable counts for the hitter, it's going to happen.
Ball 1 away to Min Jae Shin, second baseman, starting in place of Haesung Kim of the Dodgers. Ground ball to short. 2 out.
Changing things around, most important thing.
Another reminder of the Pool C standings. The Aussies win, they are in. They can still lose and get in, but it'll depend on the math. Korea has to win to simply have a chance. Final game of the pool will be tomorrow. Japan against Czechia. What will not matter as it relates to the Pool C standings, but will certainly be a celebration of the game, the tournament, and the bond that it has forged between two nations. Sky to center. Whitefield waiting. Down in order in the top of the 4th. No change in the score. The final game of Pool C. March 10th here in Tokyo. That's Tuesday. Coverage at 7. The latest installment of David versus Goliath.
And the matchup on the mound.
Shohei Ohtani against Andres Satoria.
Already historic. What will happen in round 2 between those two?
Satoria's final game in pro baseball. That's the expectation, and he's going to start the game and try and strike out Ohtani for a second time. Big stakes in this one. Korea leading Australia 4-0, bottom of the 4th. 3, 4, and 5 on the docket for the Aussies. Starting with Aaron Whitefield, and Whitefield cranks the ball to left field. He didn't get all of it though, and it drops to Jones on the warning track, the first out.
Just missed it. Well tracked by Jahmai Jones, and much better pass than we've seen so far in terms of swings for the Aussies. We'd like to see us more of a grinding type of mentality with the at-bats, because they are seeing strikes now from the veteran.
Alex Hall, the switch hitter, flips over to the left side, facing the right-hander and new pitcher Hyungjun So.
That's a great first pitch, just off the plate with him cut under the hands.
So pitched in the first game of the tournament for Korea through 42 pitches. 3 innings, 3 shutout innings, gave up 4 hits, walked a batter, struck out 2. Korea leading 4-0, but because of the run quotient math, if this was the final score after 9 innings, Australia would still get the second spot from the pool. 3-1 now for Hall. The 3-1 taken on the inside corner.
He was hoping that pitch was going to do exactly what the first one did, which is cut in off the plate for a ball.
Hall with a fly ball left to center field. Jung-Hoo Lee makes the call and the catch. 2 away.
If Australia wins, automatically advance to the quarterfinals. If Korea wins, still eligible to advance based on tie-breaker scenarios, and there's a quite few of them. Yeah, we continue to go through them all throughout the night.
Strike 1 called for So against the shortstop Jared Dale. Korean manager Ji-Hyun Ryu, not to be confused with veteran lefty Hyunjin Ryu.
Hyunjin Ryu, exactly.
Yeah. Told his team before this game, use it as an opportunity, trying to alleviate some of the pressure that the players may be feeling. They are aware of the discourse surrounding this team going into this tournament and where we are right now. They play loose, have fun, take advantage of the opportunity. 4 runs and 4 zeros going to the 5th. Team Korea doing something to the Australian pitching staff that we hadn't really seen to start a game anyway. But between how the late innings played out against Samurai Japan and the early innings are playing out tonight against Korea, things are changing against the Aussie arms.
And changing for the Aussie arms, and the fact that they were pretty much unhittable. Until last 6 innings.
Good pitch from Wells, gets a chase and a whiff against Jahmai Jones, who doubled and scored his last time up in the 3rd. He's 1 for 2. 5 hits in this game for Korea. 4 runs. 4 of the 5 hits have gone for extra bases. Cute foul. It's been a special experience for Jahmai Jones. Born in Roswell, Georgia, and somehow playing for the Korean national team. That's because his mother, Michelle, was born in Seoul, or being adopted in the United States. Jones launches one toward the roof in the Tokyo Dome. Dale going back from short. Whitefield coming in from center, and it's his ball. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of World Baseball Classic Inc. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent. How about that mural in Shibuya? We're in Tokyo, celebrating this 2026 World Baseball Classic. Pool C play coming to a close. This is the penultimate night. One more game after this one, but this game will decide the second and final team that is going to the knockout stage.
It almost seems like yesterday's games related to Korea ignited them. They're close to winning, heartbreaker, but it seems like a game against Japan has slowed down the Australians. Need more pep, a little more life. They hung and hung all the way to the end, and even all the walks issued, 12 of them. They came that close.
2-2 to Jung-Hoo Lee. Sprayed in the air left field side, running toward the line, Glendening. He runs out of room, gets into the excite seats.
You were talking about the message today from Jin-Hyun Ryu to his team, and Jung-Hoo Lee was telling me about that. He goes, he asked me to jump in, but I don't have anything to say. He's the boss.
Wells jams him, gets him to pop up in the shallow right field, and gets himself a second out.
Now Lee could have jumped in and have a big voice. What he did, though, he did rally all the fellas in that circle in front of the dugout before the game.
Hyunmin An 1 for 2. A hit and a run in the second, a strikeout in the third. Korea scored twice in the second, 2 more times in the third. It's 4-0 lead, but it needs more.
We're seeing the same Alex Wells that we saw kick off the tournament with outstanding pitching for Australia.
Behind An, 2-0, now 3-0. An, who's built like a fire hydrant, takes strike one. So that's 6 foot, 200 pounds. He's the KBO Rookie of the Year a season ago. Count full against him. Led the league in on base percentage at .448 and weighted runs created plus at 177.
Way off the charts.
By the way, that average pretty darn good. 334 as a rookie. Unloads on one. Does it stay fair? Absolutely not. Wow.
See the swing?
Yeah.
It's not a lot of effort there.
You hear the sound?
Came around and look at this.
Sound of the bat and then the sound of the crowd. Wells got away with one. Another payoff. Nearly hits him with ball 4. It's a 2-out walk. The third walk of the game issued by the Aussies. And a dozen last night. You don't want that at any time, but especially in front of Bo-Kyung Moon.
Challenge him.
Left on left. Strike one found on the outside corner. Moon 2 for 2. A 2-run homer. And an RBI double.
Yeah, don't try to dance around it.
Moon leads the entire tournament across every pool. He's played more games than most, but has 10 runs batted in 3+ games. Moon is 1 RBI shy of tying Team Korea's record for a single World Baseball Classic, set in 2009. When more games were played. He's been really impressive. 25-year-old. Runner goes. Perkins' throw is high. A stolen base for On to get himself into scoring position.
Part of the scouting today. On the first Wells on the mound is vary the time, but also use the clock, hold the baseball as much as possible in some running situations. And that was one of them. Timed right, but by the runner.
Moon stays alive. Count remains a ball and 2 strikes. Wells is ready for his latest offering that just missed. Low and away. Count squares up.
He takes pitches. Seems like he's running, but seems like he's always right between balls and strikes.
Moon, there he goes again. Tries one the other way. It is off the top of the wall. Bo-Kyung Moon cannot be stopped in the WBC. 5-0 Korea. And an 11th RBI for Moon, tying a team record in the tournament.
Just when you think you have them all set up, I said get after it. Don't dance around it, because the more pitches he sees, the more he's apt to do this for you. Not necessarily in a pull mode ever, but boy, he stays on it so well. Sprays the ball with power, effortless power. Every single corner in this Tokyo Dome, Mr. RBI machine. Two-out walk. Comes back to bite again.
Ji-won trying to keep the inning going with Moon on first. Still 2 outs. 5-0. The inning comes to a close, but Bo-Kyung Moon, a triple shy of the cycle now. We cross the midway point in this game between Korea and Australia, and the Koreans lead 5-0. Have to win to have a chance. And if you go to the run quotient tiebreaker, we believe that if the game were to end right now, if it ended with this score after 9 innings,
correct.
To clarify, 5-0 Korea after 9 innings, the belief is that's enough to get Korea through to the knockout stage. The equation was much simpler starting the night for the Aussies. Win and get on a plane to Miami.
That's it. The time is now. Wake those bats up. Because, as our first conversation went with Dave Nielsen on the workout day here before the tournament started, just don't remind me, he said, of what happened against Cuba. Way too many runners stranded. Right now, they're just looking for runners on.
2 balls, 2 strikes for Glendinning as one of the 2 Australian hits tonight that came leading off the 2nd inning. Back up, kicking off the 5th and trying to kickstart his team. Hyung-Jun Seo into his windup. And Glendinning drives the ball to deep left center field. This ball is out of here. Robbie Glendinning clips Korea again in the WBC. It's now 5-1, and the math changes.
Is that the wake-up they needed? Well, he's done it before. He does it now, 2 for 2 already. Both hits leading off innings. And when he's getting his first start in the tournament, making way the most out of it, and more to come. He's got such great carry with his swing.
And the lineup switch from Dave Nilsson pays off, starting Glendening for the first time in this WBC. He helps them get their first run of the game.
Gets under that baseball so well. Bottom hand leads. Top hand finishes on the same path.
On a 1-1, Wingrove fouls away a second strike. Recall 2023, Robbie Glendening in Australia opened the tournament against Korea. The Koreans were favored going in. The Aussies didn't care. And thanks to Glendening's 3-run home run in the 7th inning, they won. Strike 3 as Wingrove whiffs on one above the zone. First out of the 5th.
They have depended so much on the long ball. And they do have the arsenal. They have the power. They have the pieces. A little more action on the bases before the boppers is the ideal thing here. The game you have in front of you.
Now the other Robbie Perkins. Takes a strike down the middle.
We saw his power early. Opposite field. If Australia wins, they advance to the quarterfinals. That's all they want to hear about.
Perkins couldn't lay off the high fastball. 0-2. The ABL season is short, 40 games. Perkins played 38 a season ago with the Bandits of Brisbane, and he led the league with 10 home runs and 28 RBI, second most in the ABL. 1-2.
He probably thought that pitch was further out than it was, but that front hip was flying open. It was pretty close. And take a look, Stephen, where he stands in the batter's box. He's so far from home plate.
So delivers. Tipped into the glove, strike 3. Back-to-back Ks for So following the Glendening homer.
That pitch, it was down the middle. Looked to him like it was a foot away that he's protecting. For that, no protection outside. Way too much of the play being given to the pitcher. And that side of the plate, the glove side.
Back to Tim Kennelly, right fielder and number 9 hitter. Could be playing his final professional game.
Let's compare Kennelly and where he stands, and you'll see the big difference with his feet in the batter's box. There it is.
High strike called against Kennelly. Veteran of 15 ABL seasons, 10, almost 10 minor league seasons, 9 with the Phillies and the Rangers organizations. 5-1 Korea, 2 outs, bases empty in the 5th. Strike 2 fouled back.
He was late on his first at bat when he grounded out to the second baseman. Looking breaking ball, got a fastball in on his hands.
Fourth and final WBC for Kennelly. Trying to cut the deficit further. 2-2. Robbie Glendening led off the 5th with a home run. On a 2-2 pitch, Kennelly sprays it foul. Kennelly, the modern ABL's all-time leader in hits, homers, RBIs, and games played. One of the first family of baseball in Australia. He's the oldest of all the brothers. Another 2-2. Another foul ball. Matt, who's the second oldest, managed the Perth Heat. That was a team in the ABL that had Tim, Sam, and Josh, all the brothers on the team. Kennelly works as a full-time firefighter in West Australia. He's done the juggling act, as he calls it, to keep playing ball. With the career almost over. He hopes it continues on to Miami. Has worked the count full. The 3-2 and the 8th pitch from So to Kennelly. Fouled away.
Not one time on right-handed batters or left-handed batters as the catcher Park Stephen set up inside. Not once. There he goes again.
Pitch number 9. Hit on the ground to second. It'll be the 3rd out, but Australia gets a key first run thanks to Robbie Glendening. 5-1 Korea going to the 6th.
Well, to the 6th inning now for the bottom third of the order for Korea up against Alex Wells. So far for Wells, 40 pitches, 26 strikes. And his job is simple. Just don't get confused by this math.
Hey, I respect.
You know what? If that's a strike zone, look there. But otherwise, don't get distracted by that. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to Wells.
Got it.
Okay.
A huge shout out to that fan in the stands at the Tokyo Dome. Respect the time and effort to do the math, the craftsmanship on that board.
Colors, coordination, logos. It took some time.
It's helping everybody. Mentioned after Glendening's home run that the math has changed. Remember when it was 5-0 Korea, if it went a full 9 innings, the belief was that would be enough to help Korea get through via the run quotient tiebreaker. But you see, 5 runs for Korea red, 1 run for Australia blue. Now the Aussies believe they're back in.
If this game ended in 9 innings the way it is right now, we believe it will be Australia. As our research department continues to do their job.
Matt Orso has been grinding through the numbers and the scenarios for the last 24 hours to try and
helping a lot of people out, by the way, making it easier, but he's been grinding throughout the tournament. Outstanding job, Matthew Orso.
Strike 1 to Dongwon Park. This ball's cranked to left field and deep. It is off the top of the wall. Going for second is Park, and he nearly got the run back. Flew the plane into second with a stand-up, 1-out double.
The third ball hit on a line to the wall here in the Tokyo Dome. And this is a part of the order. After your team scores that 1 run, you have to keep this part quiet. But the extra bases continue to flow for Korea. Loving those lefties as we anticipated beginning the tournament. Just missed it. Just missed the home run.
Now the number 9 hitter, Min Jae-shin. Top of the order in Do-hyun Kim. Dangerous bat on deck. Jack O'Loughlin was warming briefly last night against Samurai Japan as the Aussies lead late into that game, but once it flipped and started going the other way, Dave Nilsson sat him down to save him for tonight, knowing the stakes. A victory pushing Australia onto the court.
Here's the deal. As we see more action for Korea. Last night's game, Stephen, actually changed the plans, and maybe not for the best.
Line drive, caught it third. Curtis Mead with a leaping catch.
Brilliant play. Mead actually guarding on the short roller. Even the bunt takes this one. Playing pretty much even with the bag.
If that ball has more slicing action, gets down, that's another run.
They got to stop the bleeding here now. You become pretty much what feeds the offense. Look where he's playing. Great looking at the point of contact.
2 outs, runner on second, 5-1 Korea. Ball skips away from Robbie Perkins. And now Park is 90 feet away.
No base runners for Korea in the first inning, 1-2-3. No base runners, 1-2-3 in the fourth, but scattered between that, just a lot of pressure and men in scoring position in the other innings.
2 balls and a strike on Kim. He's 0 for 3 in this game. Now 3 for 16 in the tournament. Pushes a base hit into right field. Park scores. It's 6-1 Korea. The lead back to 5.
And they keep getting close to that number. It's at 6 right now. Lead of 5, 6th inning. Can't keep Do-Young Kim quiet for that long. 0 for 3 already. And instead of looking for power, he looks for finesse with the bat. Be a good run producer by doing this.
Punches one through the right side, and it proves to be the knockout punch for Alex Wells. 6-1 Korea. Pitching change for Australia. We're on run quotient watch now in Pool C. Potential 3-team tiebreaker. Australia, Korea, Chinese Taipei.
Oh, they're waiting.
I'm going to need the Koala to just find a different seat because the board is getting blocked. That's just my selfish request. Back on the field, top of the 6th, 6-1 Korea. Thanks to the 2-out RBI single from Do-Young Kim. Dave Nilsson turning to another one of his best arms, a left-hander, Jack O'Loughlin.
O'Loughlin with outstanding against Chinese Taipei to kick up the tournament. 3 innings, only 2 hits, did not allow a run on the shutout. Combined with only 3 pitchers. 44 pitches, a couple of strikeouts, 27 strikes.
Got off to a really difficult start in the last ABL season. Struggled a bunch. Had a conversation with Josh Tolles, the pitching coach for Adelaide. And then O'Loughlin finished the year strong. Jahmai Jones fouls away strike 2. O'Loughlin pitched against Yokohama here in the exhibition play leading up to the WBC. 3 perfect innings on 28 pitches. And
carry that into first game.
After his outing, the coaches were joking with him. I didn't like that. You needed to throw some more. You needed more work. On a 1-2, Jones hits it on the ground to short. Handled on a second hop by Dale, and the inning is over. But the lead back to 5 for Korea. Back in Tokyo, chaos building in Pool C.
Is it? Really?
6-1 Korea leading the Aussies. Bottom of the 6th, Travis Bazana leading off. New arm on the mound for the Koreans, the right-hander. It's Jung Hyun Park, 22 years old, making his third appearance of the tournament. 17 pitches in the first game, 14 in the second. Now pitching in the fourth. Korea has to win a certain number of runs, allowing a certain number of runs and a certain amount of innings to have a chance at the quarterfinals.
While Taipei says, hey, wait a minute, there's a way in which we can be a big part of this too.
Now, if the Aussies start scoring some runs, Chinese Taipei comes back into play. Right now, the belief is 6-1, 9-inning game. Korea gets in. Bazana down on strikes. He's 0 for 3 with 2 punch-outs in this game.
His feet have been moving so much, and everything's tilting in one direction towards our first baseline. Go back to game 1.
Curtis Mead is plunked. The first pitch he sees. A 1-out base runner for Australia.
Take your base, get the base runner, and hope that somehow this plays well for you. Hit him square.
Double play is in order. Potential for one for Park, but Aaron Whitefield is the batter. He's got wheels.
He's got wheels, ability to prolong an at-bat, and contact abilities.
Ball one to him.
At some point, wouldn't you say start looking away? Got to take chances that way too.
Put pressure on Korea.
He's sitting outside the entire time. There he goes again.
Strike 2 called at the bottom of the zone. Whitefield thought it was low.
It looks too far when you're that far from the plate, and you are not opening up that lane for yourself as a hitter. It's been a game easy to call for the catcher, Park.
The 1-2 to Whitefield, buried in the dirt.
Especially when your pitchers are throwing strikes and they're hitting the targets, and what they're missing is not far off that target, which has been mainly in that outer half. I've only issued 1 walk now with hit batsman.
The 2-2, Whitefield hits it on the ground to short. The flip to second for 1. The turn, that's 2. Game 9 in Pool C. Korea leads Australia 6-1, top of the 7th, trying to wreak havoc and create a 3-team tiebreaker scenario to determine the second team out of this pool, joining Japan in Miami. Jung-Hoo Lee flies it to left, routine for Glendinning. 3, 4, and 5 are the scheduled hitters against Jack O'Loughlin in this 7th.
One more chance at least for every single member of the Australian lineup, but they have to see some zeros going into those innings.
That's a strike on the inside corner. Fastball at 94 to start off Hyunmin Ahn. Ahn has been on twice and scored twice. O'Loughlin's 2-1. Is low, ball 3. The tournament's RBI leader on deck. Catches the corner on the outside to fill the count. O'Loughlin's 3-2 pitch. We'll do it again.
See the difference there on the swing, outer half, comparing Australia, Korea. Doyle and Kim going the other way. RBI coverage of the outer half.
Another payoff. Another foul ball. Lengthy plate appearance being worked by On. Pitch number 8 from O'Loughlin. Tap toward third. It will stay fair. A swinging bunt to get on in front of Bo Young Moon.
Bo Young Moon, and what he's done throughout this pool. Points of contact. Crush again. Want to be some spraying hitter? Well, how about locations in which quarter? Now, how about how deep he has been able to make contact with some power? 108, 104 on top of the plate in that point of contact. Waiting pays off. Letting the ball travel pays off.
Moon 3 for 3, 4 RBI. First pitch on the ground to second. Bazana to Dale. Dale to Wingrove. Double play. Still 6-1. We're stretching in Tokyo. Dane Dunning comes out of the Korean bullpen for his second WBC appearance. He'll face 4, 5, and 6 for the Aussies. Hall, Dale, and Glendening. Dunning hoping his second outing goes better than his first. Korea was up on Chinese Taipei. Dunning on the mound gave up a go-ahead home run to Stuart Fairchild. Those were his 2 earned runs in his 1 2/3 innings of work.
Yeah, came into relief and actually got him out of a tough situation with a double play. After that, the wheels fell off.
2 balls, 2 strikes on Alex Hall, who's 0 for 2.
He can pop one. Right center field. Chad Fairchild got right under the spin of the breaking ball.
Full count. That game between Korea and Chinese Taipei, and one Tokyo will remember. One of the best WBC games this building has hosted, to be sure.
And Stuart Fairchild have missed a couple of balls down those poles, and he squared up left center and right center.
3-2 upstairs, ball 4. A leadoff walk for Hall.
And Dunning hoping that the nightmare does not continue, but a leadoff walk is something that perhaps Dave Nilsson, Dingo, and his team can build off of. Chances are diminishing.
Dunning will throw over to Hall. The 0 for 2 Jared Dale. 3 for 13 in this Pool C. Strike foul back. The adult Aussie fans stressed. The little ones having a ball.
They want more.
Swinging tapper, left side of the infield, picked up by Dunning. The throw to first, not in time.
Aussie fans coming alive. Not about hard contact, not about exit velocity, but about placements. Just like we saw before on the swinging bunt by On. Great effort on Dunning no matter what. But there's no way you're going head first. You smell it. You want it. You got it.
First 2 on for Australia in the 7th, trailing by 5. Win outright or lose with the right math. And the Aussies are moving on to the knockout stage for a 2nd straight World Baseball Classic. Two on, nobody out. And the dangerous Robbie Glendinning back to the plate. Homered in the 5th to make it 5-1. It's now 6-1 Korea. Does Glendinning have another one in him against this team?
That's the idea. He does have power the other way.
The 0-1. Misses away. The Aussies 2 for 16 with runners in scoring position in this WBC. Ground ball to short. 6, 4, 3, double play. Dave Nilsson and company, they got to make a decision quick. Challenge or no.
Glendinning says yes, do it.
No challenge. That is the 3rd double play that the Aussies have hit into in this game.
It's a good call, the right call. That's disheartening. 1 swing, 2 outs with 2 aboard.
And the 2nd double play induced by Dunning in his own WBC.
This is ground ball bound for.
But the note we made mention of against Chinese Taipei, Dunning had the worst ground ball percentage of his career last season. Got a huge one here.
Excellent stretch at first base by Rowe.
Hall on 3rd, but 2 outs. Wingrove swings through, strike 2. Dunning's 0-2. He struck him out. Jack O'Loughlin's first pitch at the top of the 8th is a strike to the pinch hitting Shea Whitcomb. Chris Burke replaces Glendinning in left field. Whitcomb on the ground. Fair ball down the line. Beyond a diving Curtis Mead. Shea Whitcomb with a pinch hit leadoff double in the 8th.
Aggressive. Top of the zone. Top hand. Drive. Saw him had a fantastic batting practice here today. Not in the starting lineup, but more than ready. They want those wings. Stay afloat.
Big runner in scoring position. No outs. Top of the 8th. 6-1 Korea. Corners ready to crash for the Aussie infield. Strike 1 to Kim. Korea has 10 hits against the Australian staff. 5 of them have been doubles. O'Loughlin's 0-1. Bunted foul. 2 strikes on Ju-Won Kim.
He will love to have that pitch back. Ideal pitch to deaden and get the third baseman involved in the play as he vacates that area. Better chance for your base runner to get a third.
Stick with it. Swinging away. Bouncing ball. Foul.
Oh, wow.
Ho, 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 ho.
That's when Ringrove's eyes go like, what?
You got to be kidding me. Another 2-strike pitch. This one outside. And just got a piece. Just got a piece. O'Loughlin thought for a moment that was a swing and a miss, and the ball had gotten by Perkins. Heads up just in case. Be ready.
This could get very interesting very soon with the scoring.
Another 1-2. Blocked in the dirt by Perkins. Korea trying to create havoc in Pool C.
Well, so far they've done well with that. And well, they can control this game. 6 runs. Allowing only 1.
On the lead up to the tournament, the confidence from Korea came from its offense. Questions about the staff, but not a lot of questions about the pitching tonight. And the offense certainly has showed up. 3-2 check swing. He did not go.
Take another look. He's lunging, but the right time to stop that swing. When your fingers are holding the bats, you have a better chance of being flexible there and pull it back.
The payoff from O'Loughlin. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. First out of the 8th. Let's go to our man in the bleachers, the run quotient board.
Steven, clear path.
Things get a little weird once Korea gets to 7 runs. And if the Aussie starts going, that opens up possibilities. Possibilities that Chinese Taipei specifically would love to explore.
To get the Aussies score some runs. They finally listened to you. The koala bear gone.
Yes, nicely. I love koalas, just not that particular. Flat foul, right field side. 0-2 on the number 8 hitter and the catcher, Dongwon Park.
But so far, what a lift, Steven, for Korea. Going to what we predicted in this tournament, they gave him the best chance. Powerful offense.
Pop back foul. We'll do another 0-2. Last time up, it was a key 1-out double from Park. They get into scoring position. He came around to score. After a wild pitch, moved him up to third. Do-Hyun Kim brought him home with a 2-out single. Down swinging here. Back-to-back punch-outs for O'Loughlin. 2 gone.
O'Loughlin is going to break a ball no matter what. As he sees his feet slipping from under Park. Backhand slip. Home plate opens. Your eyes fly open.
Last of the order, Min-Jae Shin. Ball went in the dirt, blocked by Perkins. Shin 0 for 3. Whitcomb still standing on second, led off this 8th inning with a double. Houston Astro ready to run. Ball 2.
Love the outfield positioning. Everybody's in. This is how you should defend this type of hitter.
Yeah, Shin certainly not a power hitter. Had 1 home run last year in 135 games. It was the first home run of his 7-year career. Sword, strike 2.
He has found some sharpness in that breaking ball. Here's another look at the outfielders. You don't want that bloop, a sinking liner, to give them a chance to score another run. He closed the gap on a hard hit single to make a throw home.
O'Loughlin's 2-2. Tapped in front of the plate, picked up by Perkins. A throw to first, and O'Loughlin strands the leadoff double. Perkins, Kennelly, and Bazzana due up in the bottom of the 8th for the Aussies, who desperately need a run, and they're down to their final 6 outs potentially.
Save your best swings, but also save your best eye for now. Do not expand the zone by any means.
Take Young Kim comes out of the bullpen, replacing Dane Dunning, who put up a 0 in the 7th after letting the first 2 Aussies on with nobody out. Shea Whitcomb remains in the game at first base after pinch hitting for Rowe. The 1-1 well outside. Perkins 0 for 2. Struck out in the 5th the last time we saw him. Perkins has 2 hits in the WBC. One of them a 3-run homer, or excuse me, a 2-run homer in the first game. It's a leadoff walk, trying to fire up his squad in the dugout. Getting on to start the 8th.
Mission accomplished on your part. Don't expand the zone. And it's being pumped up as they need to be. That's a big win for him.
And what a story this is shaping up to be. If Australia gets just 1 more run and the game ends in 9 innings, the belief is Australia has done enough to get to the quarterfinals. And at the plate right now, in potentially his final professional plate appearance, is Tim Kennelly.
Building up very nicely as Max Durrington takes over as a base runner. And pinch runner at first base, looking for that run. Interesting how all of a sudden you don't see the score down 5. They're just needing 1 or more.
Checking Durrington. Kennelly squaring around a bunt. It's a strike. Durrington on first, entering the game. It's his WBC debut, and he now joins his father Trent as Durrington's to play in this tournament, the latest father-son duo to appear in a World Baseball Classic.
Takes a fine lead at first base.
0-1. Kennelly readies to bunt again. The bunt is down. Back to the mound. Durrington fell between first and second, but the pitcher Kim didn't see him.
And he pointed immediately. I didn't see him. Somebody's yelling. Second base. Well, that's a break, I would say. Take a look. There goes Durrington. All of a sudden, he's down. And look at the pitcher with plenty of time in daylight to make that throw. The second baseman, Shin, is pointing. That's a huge break.
Travis Bazzana jumps on the first pitch and pulls it foul.
Sometimes the breaks come in a fall, Steven. Never know. And look who's up here.
And in a way, going from the 9th spot to the leadoff spot, a passing of the torch in some ways for Australian baseball. Kennelly to Bazzana. The game potentially hanging in the balance here. 0-2.
Yes, it is. It's weird to say it, but yeah, I mean, what do you see a bunt in that situation down 5? They know exactly where they stand.
Kennelly, the Monterey ABL's all-time hit leader, knowing the situation, could be his final professional at-bat. He's given up that AB to get a runner over. Potential winning run. The math goes their way. Standing on second with Durrington. Ball one bounced in front of the plate.
Kennelly doing what he's done for so many years in the most subtle ways, in big tournaments, internationally known, and having been a great example. Does it again. Will it be enough?
The 1-2. Bazzana shoots from the left field. Green light for Durrington. Here comes the throw. Durrington is safe. Travis Bazzana clutches up in the 8th inning.
You think that's big? When you're down 4 runs, that's the beauty of this tournament. That's the beauty of the talent. From the veteran to the youngster, making an adjustment, finally getting the top hand has been problematic. And Durrington darting his way all the way to home plate for a huge run for the Aussies. Wild on that bat.
A pitching change for Korea. The game is now 6-2 in the bottom of the 8th. Young Hyun Jo comes in, replacing Taek Young Kim. 6-2, Korea in front, but that might not be enough because of the run quotient tiebreaker. If 3 teams were knotted up at 2-2, it would be the fewest runs allowed divided by the number of defensive outs. And as you can see, Korea on the left, the red, Australia on top, the blue. 6 runs for Korea, 2 runs for Australia.
It's blue.
The belief is that that means Australia has the second quarterfinal ticket out of Pool C. Ball one upstairs to Curtis Mead.
2 excellent at-bats started, and a better one standing at first base in Bazzana. And the power at home plate now with Mead.
Travis Bazzana, one of the biggest swings of his burgeoning pro career, snapped an 0 for 12 slump with an opposite field single.
Sliced it, cut it.
Not close in UC Park. Telling Joe, play catch, get it down.
Play catch, not overthrowing now.
Joe, 23 years old, pitches for the SSG Landers in the KBO at a 1.60 ERA a season ago. The 2-0 misses low and outside, ball 3.
Right before the pitch, you see Bazzana getting out to a late lead at first base, getting information from first base coach Shane Watson. Starter step because he was given the sign to run. Did not.
A 4-pitch walk.
All of a sudden, you're still down 4 runs, but it's taken a new life here for the Aussies, and everybody that's wearing those colors understands exactly what is at stake here with what we've been explaining throughout the whole game and the run quotient.
First and second, only one out in the bottom of the 8th. Bazzana on second, Mead on first. Aaron Whitefield will be the next batter.
Travis Bazzana passing along. He told me today, please send a shout out to your father, Manny Mota. He goes, I read history. I know who he is. So, Mr. Mota, well, youngster with a lot of fire, all for you, Manny. Pops.
Whitefield 0 for 2 with a walk. Strike 1 to him.
And what happened last time? Rolled him over. Try to avoid that.
Joe out of the stretch. Tapped off the plate foul. 2 quick strikes. A 1-2 from Joe. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Second out of the 8th.
Unable to, again, reach the outer half, expanding on what was going to be a ball.
First pitch high to Alex Hall, DH and cleanup hitter.
Not forgetting, Stephen, Chinese Taipei with a close eye on what's happening right now with Australia and the runs and potential runs.
Yeah, especially if Korea punches across some runs in the 9th. Say the Aussies tack on a couple here. I mean, again, the math can go a number of different ways right now. That's why this game, even though it's 6-2, bottom of the 8th, it's much different than your typical ball game. Hall is popped up, middle of the diamond. Kim makes the catch. 2 are stranded, but Aussie get 1. 6-2 going to the 9th. Travis Bazzana snapped an 0 for 12 skid with an RBI single in the bottom of the 8th to make it 6-2. And as crazy as it may sound, could be the game-winning run for the Aussies. Alex Hall now catching. Top of the order for Korea. Do-Hyun Kim skies it in the air, right field side, drifting foul. Going to the chart, run quotient calculations seem to indicate that 6-2 would mean the Australians get the quarterfinal spot. So basically, if Jack O'Loughlin can put up a 0 in the top of the 9th inning, the bottom of this inning does not even matter. But what do we always say? Even though this game is different, any game, the last 3 outs, the toughest to get.
And these are the ones that matter the most against the team that has a lead, keep in mind, by 4. Got a traitor to save.
Kim works a leadoff walk to start the 9th.
And for Dave Nielsen, available arms becomes also an issue here with 41 pitches already from O'Loughlin.
Do-Hyun Kim out, Heyman Park coming in. It's not like Do-Hyun Kim doesn't have speed, but Heyman Park just has a different gear. Jahmai Jones, the batter. Ball one outside.
Jahmai Jones, his job is not to think anything small, but to one swing really open it up.
Honoring his mother, Michelle, playing for the Korean national team. One on, nobody out. 2-0. Both Todd Van Steensel on the right, ABL's all-time saves leader, and John Kennedy, the lefty, both just got up. Jack O'Loughlin north of 40 pitches now.
Yeah, which seems to me just getting up to me is a little late, considering what was a stake just coming into this inning.
It does seem like both dugouts understand the math.
And even the fans, the Korean
fans,
are showing the same knowledge.
Korea up 6-2, but even if this score holds, it wouldn't be enough. Win a game but still lose. The potential for that is here. 2 balls and a strike on Jones. O'Loughlin fires. Jones swings and pops it high in the air, playable in right field for Kennelly. 1 gone.
Jahmai Jones slamming his bat. He knows that at bat is not just another at bat leading by 4. Everything changes.
If you're Team Korea, who else would you rather have up there than your captain, Jung-Hoo Lee? Lee 1 for 3 with an RBI double and a run scored in this game. With a C on his chest and a country on his shoulders. Ball 1.
Such a good gap to gap hitter. I would like to see these gaps pinched right now. Ball down line. Let it beat you.
Ground ball off the glove of O'Loughlin. Dale has a throw to second, and he goes into the outfield. Park gets to third.
Starts with O'Loughlin reaching out, not knowing where the shortstop is. What would have been a picture-perfect double play, the deflection, and then the hesitation. And that creates havoc. Pinch runner Park just in time with that speed to pick it up over the right shoulder. And now a meaningful, very meaningful run at third base.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, sir.
First and third, 1 out. Hyun-Min on the cleanup hitter. Jung-Hoo Lee at first. First pitch, fly ball, right center field. Whitefield has the catch. Here's the throw. Park can fly. He's safe. 7-2 Korea on the sacrifice fly. The lead back to 5.
They knew, the fans know, that's the reaction of not just an ordinary at-bat or run, but a meaningful. He had no chance to throw him out, and now the reactions.
Bo Kyung-moon, the batter.
Misplay again. In disbelief is Travis Bazzano. He knows exactly where they stand and what's at stake.
Strike three. Top of the ninth, over. 7-2 Korea. What do the final three outs have in store? Going back to the tie-breaking scenario, you see with Korea now at 7 runs, the Aussies have 2. If the score holds, it's Korea. If the Aussies get to 3 runs, but fewer than 8, then it goes to the second tiebreaker.
Then it gets even more interesting. There it is in the white.
So for the Aussies, they want to take that equation out of the equation. They're down by 5 and down to their last 3 outs. If they win the game outright, that board becomes irrelevant. Leading off the inning for the Aussies, the shortstop Jared Dale.
Do everything he can to scratch somehow.
The last half inning, Dale at short. There was a ground ball. It looked like it could have been a tailor-made game inning. And WBC quarterfinal spot clinching double play, but it tipped off of O'Loughlin's glove. Dale had trouble getting it out of his own glove and threw the ball into right field. And Korea got the 7th run home after that.
I can understand O'Loughlin's reaction. Ball hit close to him, trying to grab it, which ended up being deflected. Costly.
Joe's 2-2. Survival mode for Dale.
For 20 years, I've been fortunate to be in these tournaments. And let me tell you, the defense on the weirdest of plays has played into pretty much every single important game, including last night.
Three and 2. At the last moment, Dale checked up to fill the count. The payoff. Strike 3. Dale took it and knew it. 1 gone.
What he knew too is the pattern had been changed now, but Joe on the park, Joe on the mound. Ball running. Inner half, where even the catcher wasn't ready to catch it. Fooled, surprised.
Chris Burke. 2 balls, no strikes. This is Burke's first plate appearance of the game. Entered as a defensive replacement substitution in the top of the 8th inning for Robbie Glendening. Strike 1 on the outside corner. Two and 2. Upstairs, another full count. Not official, but Korea 2 outs away from moving on. Ball 4 inside. Not so fast.
Put on the brakes, because here is an offensive opportunity with plenty of options for Dave Nielsen. Scratching and trying to get a run across somehow, or have the big inning even yet for the win.
Rickson Wingrove, ball 1, neck high. If Australia gets just 1 run to make it 7-3, we go to the second tiebreaker, but between Australia and Chinese Taipei, Korea would be out, we believe. Good cut, but fouled back. That was a pitch right in the heart of the play.
He had one. Didn't overswing, just happened to miss it. Good approach.
One on, one out. The 1-1 pitch tipped into the glove. Strike 2. Tension, drama, a little dash of chaos here in Pool C. Inside, square count.
Tell yourself here and simplify things, just be a good singles hitter.
The 2-2, Wingrove hits it right center field. After it on, he makes the catch. Jung-Hoo Lee.
Just when you thought we're not going to see any more excitement, how about a big league glove showing up in his new position? Great jump, great instinct. Frustration.
Australia down to its last out. It's a pinch hitter, Logan Wade.
That ball had double ridden all over it until Jung-Hoo Lee showed that speed. The grandson of the wind.
Popped up on the infield. From do or die to flying high to Miami. Korea moves on in the World Baseball Classic. For the first time since 2009, After multiple tournaments of heartbreak and disappointment, Korea makes it out of the first round.
First time we saw them take the field, even during the workouts, there was just another air about them. They were quite aware of the recent history internationally, history in this tournament, and they did not take one inning lightly throughout the entire tournament. With the very first inning, offensively, Steven, they set a tone.
In the other dugout, the other side of the coin, as Korea celebrates on the mound here in the Tokyo Dome, the Aussies sit in heartbroken silence. 3 outs away from going to the quarterfinals for a second straight WBC, and it's a ground ball that might have ended it. Instead, flipped the script.
Defense, a plus in right field, or lack of defense, costly again in this tournament. Reflection, hesitation, determination, execution. That's how they did it. Combination of so many things. Among the disappointment for Australia, unfortunately, in this dome again.
And it is official. With 3 teams at 2-2, going to the run quotient tiebreaker. Korea earns the second spot out of Pool C along with Japan. The team's celebration throughout this pool, arms spread out, flying like an airplane, holding an M for Miami, because that was the goal and the mission for this Korean national team.
Think about the feeling. Shea Whitcomb, Jahmai Jones, the newer influence in young blood in this roster, combined with the experienced players. The major leaguers showing up. Young-Hoo Lee, all paying off on the Big Bird to South Florida.
Australia coming out of its dugout. Its fans emotional in the stands, but saluting them with love. The Aussies needed 1 win in their last 2 games to get back to the quarterfinals. And they fell 1 run short.
Once again, that man, Tim Kennelly.
This was the last ride for Tim Kennelly. What a career and what a figure on the Mount Rushmore of Australian baseball. Says farewell.
Because of Kennelly, so many youngsters have taken to the sport. The league had grown. He's got the big C in his chest. And what an exemplary player and citizen of his country.
There's the captain, Jung-Hoo Lee. A terrific sliding catch, moving over to right field, which is where he's moving for the San Francisco Giants. That sets up the final game of Pool C.
Oh boy.
Samurai Japan against Czechia. It'll be a celebration of baseball and the relationship forged between these two nations. Shohei Ohtani will face everyone's favorite Czech electrician, Andrej Satoria, who will start that game for Czechia. It'll be his final professional outing, and he wants to continue to keep Shohei Ohtani off the board against him.
He says he's been dreaming with the at-bat, and he has been trying to perfect that changeup just for that moment. It should be fun to watch as he hopes to bring high voltage onto the mound tomorrow.
Team Korea, 2013, 2017, 2023. They don't have to talk about those tournaments anymore because in 2026, they're in the knockout round. The Aussies showed their spirit, their fight, and their family, but Korea earns the second and final ticket. Ko Young-moon will have a chance to add to his WBC lore in the next round as well. But stay here in Tokyo for tomorrow. Japan and Czechia to finish up Pool C. On behalf of Jose Mota and our amazing crew, both traveling and here in Tokyo, we have John Sosa producing, Jason Robb directing, Matt Orso doing all the math for these tiebreaker scenarios, and our favorite fan in the stands. I'm Stephen Nelson. Thanks for watching. We'll do it one more time tomorrow in Tokyo, the World Baseball Classic.